Next, we're going to be adding model validation to our products. We have done this before in our order. So let's go back to the codes, and in our product model, so let's go to the models, let's see our product. We're going to have to add some of the validation here. So the first field that we're going to validate is name. We're going to add the required annotation. So we're going to say square brackets required. Now, we're not seeing required because we're missing some namespace. So we're going to be using the data annotation namespace here we're going to add that to our product class. So we're going to be using this namespace. So we're going to be setting name as a required field, and we're going to have an error message. The error message will be this one. So that's the parameter that you're going to be giving. So error message will be, please enter a product name. We're going to be doing the same with the description. So here is for description. Required, error message, please enter a description. You're going to do that as well for the category. I'm going to skip price for just a second. I'm going to do this for category. So please specify a category. Now, price is slightly different because we're going to be using required for price, but we'll also be checking the range of the price. Price has to go from 0.01, so 1 cent, up to the maximum value of a double. So we're gonna be doing something like this. We're gonna add a range that goes from 0.1 up to the maximum value of a double. And the message will be, please enter a positive price. This value here, max value, is quite large. To be honest, you see, here is the number, 1 point, and there it goes. You see, it's a huge number, 1.79 to the power of 308. Yeah, so it's a big number. So if you put a negative number or if you put 0, it will show, please enter a positive price. So it's not only required, but it also has a range associated with this value. Now, this is only part of what we need to do. We need to go back to our view, to the form view, to the view that is editing the product, the admin view here, see the edit, and we have to add the validation helper to each one of the fields. So instead of having a global validation spot that we had before at the top, we're going to have validation for each individual fields. So right below the label, I'm going to add another div, not a dialog, but a div. And inside the div, we're going to have a spam. And this spam will be connected to the ASP validation for what? For the name. This one is for the name. We're going to have another one for each one of the fields. So we have one for the description. And of course, I have to change this here. We have another one for category. And we will have another one for price as well. So let's make sure. So we have price, and of course we have to change the ISP validation for. We have to say which fields this is validating. Now, we also want to show this validation in a nice format, you know, in a more prominent format. So we have to use a CSS definition from Bootstrap. So we're going to use text danger. So each spam will use a class, a CSS class called text danger. And we add for each one of them. Now let's give this a try. So we change the URL and we go to the index. We see the products. Let's give it a try. Let's say life jackets. You see, I have deleted the description in the past test that I did. Let me try to save this. You see, now I have a message. Please enter the description. I'm just going to say this is the life jacket. I'm gonna save this, and now I'm able to progress. I did a test before with kayak. I've deleted the description as well. I'm gonna delete, let's say, category 2. So let's save. You see, we have a warning there. Let's say that we put minus 275. Let's save this, and we have please enter a positive price. Let's say that I delete the name, and you see it's complaining about the product name. So we got the validation working fine. Now, how about we go one extra step here, and we make these input boxes a little bit more prominent. You're gonna see if I right click in the text box, if I go to inspect, there is an additional class that is added whenever the validation errors, whenever there is an error. We're gonna format this class and make it more prominent. We're gonna highlight this field a little bit better. So let's go back to our code, and I'm gonna go to our www folder. Here we just have lib for now, but let's add another folder called CSS. This is where we're gonna add our custom CSS. So I'm gonna add a new item here, and this one will be a content, and it will be a style sheet. I'm gonna call this styles.css. And what I'm gonna do here, I'm gonna remove the body that it adds automatically from me, but I'm gonna add the entry that will change the color of the input box whenever it gets a validation error. The border will be red, and the background of the field will be, this color here is it's kind of a light red, pinkish almost. So I'm gonna save this. We have added the styles. Now I'm going to make a reference to the style in our admin layout. So let's go to our admin layout. At the very top, where I put the bootstrap references, I'm gonna add another link, and I'm gonna link this time around. Well, first I'm gonna add the style sheet, and I'm gonna say href equals to what? To CSS/styles. So I'm gonna make the link at the top point to styles, so my style sheet can come up and show the input boxes in a reddish color when it's doing the validation. So let's run this again. I'm already typed in the address in the URL. I'm gonna go to kayak, for instance, and we have an empty description. If I try to save, now you see it not only shows the message, but it has also changed the color of the border of my control of the input box, and the background color as well. You see, it changed that. So that's what we did. We put our CSS definition in a style sheet, an external style sheet, and then we made reference to it from our underscore admin layout. Next, we're going to be doing client-side validation.